Greetings. Welcome to TheQueenElle LLC. This is Queen Elle. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today's video is another weekly astrology update video where I will discuss all of the planetary aspects, the lunar aspects, just everything that's going on within our worlds as it relates to astrology from April 22nd through April 30th. And also we've had some different transits happening, some very rare occurrences. Specifically, we are, now we're in a Mercury retrograde that started on April 21st. And also, overnight between April 19th to April 20th, we had a new moon that was also a hybrid solar eclipse. So that is very rare, and just a lot of great energy in this week leading up to now, okay, even considering Mercury retrograde. So let's dive in. As always, I like to give the disclaimer if you hear any background noise, those are my children in the background, but let's get started. So you see this smoke, this is my oud, I believe that's how it's pronounced, my oud bakor Indian incense that I burn with charcoal, so love that. I had some rose incense burning just a little while ago. I have my manifestation candle burning behind me, like right there. And then my honey recently got me a new candle because he knows we both love to burn our candles. So this is, it was just a wood wick candle, I think, probably from Walmart. And the scent is amethyst and amber. He knows that my favorite color is purple, so I believe he picked it out because of the purple, but I love that the scent is called amethyst and amber, and it smells really lovely as well. So a lot of things going on here. Now, like I said, this video will cover April 22nd through 30th. And also, like I said, we had Mercury retrograde in Taurus that started April 21st. So now into the 22nd, we have, as far as our planetary aspects go, we have nothing really happening on the 22nd from our main 8 planets aside from Earth, and nothing going on with the sun. We just came off of a couple of what could be seen as challenging days. April 20th and 21st, we have the sun square Pluto. And I'll link my planetary aspects video above, but like I say, that square energy, it's really butting heads. Pluto is our planet of rebirth. It's our planet of regeneration, renewal, elevation. It's a generational planet because of how long its cycle is, how long its orbit is around the sun. And we recently entered the age of Aquarius as Pluto entered Aquarius and will be in the sign of Aquarius for the next 21 years. That's laying back and forth depending on whether it's in retrograde or not. Speaking of which, we do have a Pluto retrograde taking place on May 1st. But right now, Pluto is direct in the sign of Aquarius. And like I said, the sun is square Pluto. So that was April 20th and 21st. And it has to do with just kind of questioning our choices, questioning just our place in the world, and if the work that we've been doing thus far is truly going to pay off, if it's truly for our wellness and for our betterment. And that's okay. It's great to question things. It's great to constantly do not necessarily a gut check, but like a wellness check to see, okay, let me review the practices that I'm doing and see if I have the right habits in my life to, better myself and to improve my overall wellness. So definitely do those self-assessments from time to time just to make sure that you're, in alignment. So that was April 20th and 21st. And like I said, April 22nd, no active aspects taking place with the sun and other planets, except looking at our lunar aspects for the 22nd. The moon, sextile Neptune, it means that energies are blending, and that's a great beneficial type of energy. So moon being our inner talents, gifts. It also, our moon signs in particular, have to do with our emotions and the things that we truly feel on the inside, and some of the things that we conceal from others, some of the things that we even conceal from ourselves, that are hidden in not even our subconscious but our unconscious. Let me move this aside a little. Okay. So the moon being sextile Neptune, like I said, the inspiration aspect. So that's a really good thing. We also have the moon entering the sign of Gemini, also on April 22nd. And so I've said in a previous video that it gives a bit of a double-sided energy, but that's because it's kind of weighing all options, and it's just important to not to practice discernment, but not to flip-flop. You know, I mean, trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust your gut to to steer you. Trust your higher self, your Ori, to steer you in the right direction. Okay. And if you need to tap into, your spirit team, your to God, to source, to Mother Nature, whomever helps you to feel connected and grounded, and stable and steadfast, it's important to tap into that, to feel connected, but not to allow it to stunt your growth. Okay. Because on April 22nd, we also have the moon trine Pluto. So that is wonderful energy, especially coming off of, like I said, the 20th and 21st, where you might be questioning yourself and your placement in this world. The 22nd, the moon trine Pluto, it means that those innermost thoughts and emotions that you have, that they are right in alignment with your elevation and your growth. We also have the moon, the 22nd, we also have the moon square Saturn. Now, Saturn is our planet about like our structure, our purpose, the constraints that we have in life. So that square energy, that's that butting heads energy, like I said, and the moon being square Saturn, you might again question, trying to make it make sense in your life, just what you should be doing, and where you should be, and wondering if you're on the right track. Just know that those talents that you have, those gifts, they are what will, help you to elevate and help you to, get to that next level of your life, that evolution that you seek in your life. It's directly tied to your talents and your gifts. Now we have, I'm checking my other notes. Okay. Now we have on the 23rd, we have the moon is conjunct Venus, and that's great energy. So Venus is, yes, it's the love planet, but it's not just about love. Venus is about the things that we enjoy, the things that we're passionate about. That's what Venus embodies. And conjunct, that's very lucky energy. It's energy where there's some synergy, some working together. And again, with the moon being conjunct Venus, that means, again, those hidden talents and aspirations and dreams that you have, that those things are, going to bring you joy in your life. They're going to, bring you happiness and peace in your life. Now, it does involve shadow work, the work that you've been doing, the work that you have, even if you feel like, okay, I haven't done enough, doing something, period, just addressing that shadow work is necessary in your life, addressing that some improvement of your overall wellness and well-being is necessary. That is the start. That's, leaps and bounds ahead of, even where you were this time last year, right? So that conjunct energy on the 23rd, it just means that you're on the right track, and the things that you are doing, the work that you're doing, the brainstorming that you're doing, you will feel and receive enjoyment from the fruits of your labor. Now, the 24th, we have, check. Also for the 23rd, we have Mercury sextile Mars. Now Mars is that energy, that action planet, putting things into motion, being on a mission. And Mercury, which is our communication planet, even though Mercury is in retrograde, you know, like last week's video and also my Mercury retrograde video, where I will link that above if you have not checked it out. Definitely check it out. We were in the shadow period since the 7th, now in Mercury retrograde until May 14th. Right now, Mercury is in the sign of Taurus, so very grounding energy, but Mercury being in retrograde, it does not mean that you know, everything is falling by the wayside. It just means that you need to be mindful and extra diligent and practice extra discernment with regard to effective communication. Okay, so yeah, it's a bit of work, but what isn't, you know, to reap the reward on the other side, you know, it makes it that much sweeter when you know that you've worked for it. So Mercury being sextile Mars, that's great energy. It's that energy's blending, like I said, and that means that your throat chakra, you know, keeping that in alignment and open is what will help you to put your best foot forward when you're making those moves in the world, okay? When you're making those moves within yourself. So that's the 23rd. Now the 24th, and we're not there yet. So coming up on my luckiest days of the week. So stay tuned for that. But the 24th, we have the Sun sextile Saturn. And again, Mercury is still sextile Mars. So that's great. But Sun sextile Saturn, you know, Saturn again, the planet of our structure and purpose. And the Sun being all about ourselves. So that wellness that I was talking about, practicing that self-care and that instilling positivity into your life, which I'll discuss in a moment, that will work to, you know, your good and your betterment. Now, looking at the lunar transit for the 24th as well, we have the moon entering Cancer, so water sign, a lot of flowing, intuitive, emotional energy. The moon is already emotional for us, but entering Cancer means even more so. And then we have the moon sextile Jupiter, so that's great. And I'll be talking about that because now we're coming up on some lucky days. So that means, you know, Jupiter is our planet of luck. It's our planet of prosperity, abundance. And it's important to know, you know, again, with that self-work, that shadow work, that that is directly correlated to seeing, you know, benefits in your life. We don't all necessarily, you know, strive to attain material wealth and tangible things. What you place value on might be the intangible. It might be, you know, emotional prosperity. It might be, you know, peace in your spirit. Wherever you place value, just know that your shadow work and also your talents and gifts will work to your good to receive that and to have that in your life. Now we're entering the 25th. So this is one of the luckiest days that I feel for this upcoming week. The 25th, the sun and moon are sextile. Well, the sun and moon are sextile each other, which is great. So it's like that inner work, that outer work, that sense of that inner work, that outer work, that self-care, that feeling a sense of, you know, who you are in the world, that they are directly aligned. They're directly like working together for your good. Also, the moon is sextile Mercury, that communication planet, and trine Saturn. So your purpose is directly aligned. And I mean, just everything is working together. So your purpose and your talents and gifts, they converge together. Then we have, I say also for April 25th, because of the moon being trine Saturn, this is a great day to manifest. It's a great day to speak your desires into existence, to affirm them. Those aspirations, those dreams that you have, to actually use your voice, you know, to affirm it, you know, also to tap into mantra meditation. If I'm able to, I'll link that video above. But do some chanting, do some I am mantras, whatever you need to do to say physically, to say out loud what it is that you desire, and your place here, what you aspire to have in your life, and be specific about it as well. Now, the 26th, we have the moon sextile Uranus, or Uranus. And Uranus is all about innovation. It's also about technology. I would say specifically about innovation, with the moon being sextile Uranus. It's time to, step outside of yourself. It's time to, still use discernment because of Mercury retrograde, but you will feel inspired. The moon is also square Jupiter, so not necessarily lucky as far as the manifestation goes, but you will feel inspired to come up with new ways of doing things, some new habits. Now, because of Mercury retrograde, don't embark on any official new business. You can brainstorm and come up with the ideas during this time, but I would recommend riding out Mercury retrograde to not roll out anything official with regard to new ventures. So this is a great time for doing the work from within, so that you'll be prepared and to put yourself 10 steps ahead of where you are right now, as far as your plans and preparations go, but not necessarily rolling out anything, if that makes sense. So we also have the moon trine Neptune. So Neptune, our planet of inspiration again. So like I said, this is a great day to brainstorm, piggybacking off of the 25th being such a lucky day. 26, great day to brainstorm, but not rolling anything out in particular. Now, the 27th, we have the moon entering Leo. So see how fast the moon goes about its cycle? So the 27th, we have the moon entering Leo. So Leo being a fire sign, you'll feel kind of the pressure of getting some things going. And it's because we'll be in the midst of Mercury retrograde at that point. But we have a lot of square and opposing aspects coming up. So it's like buckle up and just ride it out. Okay, that's what Spirit was giving me as I was studying these aspects and taking notes as well. So the 27th, moon opposing Pluto. Now, we don't usually have many oppositions with regard to our aspects, but the square energy, you can kind of regroup and assess, and then, reevaluate. The opposition energy is the energy that you don't shy away from, but you just kind of ride it out, kind of like we do with Mercury retrograde. So moon is in opposition of Pluto, again, our planet of rebirth and renewal. And then we also have the moon square the sun. We have, then going into the 28th, we have the moon square Mercury, the moon square Uranus, the moon sextile Venus, though. So it's like you will enjoy the shadow work. You'll enjoy the self-care practices that you're instilling into your life, the regimen that you've developed for yourself. If you don't currently enjoy it and it feels a bit tedious, just seek to enjoy it. I would say to use crystals, use meditation, just tweak it to your benefit. We all, those of us, especially in the spiritual community, we all love to give each other advice on ways to practice self-care and wellness, because we know what works for us. And sometimes we know what is tried and true for the collective, but only you know what truly speaks to your heart, speaks to your spirit, speaks to your aura, your higher self. Only you know that. So you tweak it and find what works for you. Now, also on the 28th, we have, along with all of those square energies, while the moon is square Uranus, we have Mars sextile Uranus for the rest of April. Now, what does that mean? So it's a great day to, like I said, to tweak your self-care routine. The 28th is a great day to do that, to come up with new ways. If you're, like I said, feeling kind of like want when it comes to your self-care maintenance, be creative, tweak it. You won't feel the instinct to be creative, but this is kind of mind over matter. Be creative. Also incorporate clear quartz for clearing any negative self-talk, and also incorporate amethyst, citrine, carnelian, and tiger's eye for building and instilling confidence within you. I also mentioned practicing mantra meditation, those I am mantras, to help instill that confidence and some optimism in your life, because you might be feeling kind of worn out at this point. But yeah, it's just time to switch things up and to tweak things. So challenging, but it's all good. Now, let's see, the 29th. So we still have that Mars sextile Uranus energy. So take advantage of that and put some things into motion in your life, some practices into motion, because now we have the 29th, we have the moon sextile Jupiter. So great day for, just again, seeing the fruits of your labor. We have now the moon entering Virgo, that grounding energy with it being an earth sign. Super detail oriented, super anal retentive. And it's great to have set, steps as far as your routine goes to make sure you hit all the points. But have a bit of flexibility, and maybe that's my Pisces sun speaking, but I'm also Virgo rising, so I get it. I'm all about former project manager here. I get I get that it's important to make sure that you hit all those points, but find some balance. Okay, find some balance with regard to that. Now, on the 30th, we have moon is in opposition of Saturn. And you know how I was saying with all those square energies from the 27th into the 28th, now on the 30th, we have the moon opposition Saturn. And, Saturn's about our purpose. It's also about that structure. So that's why, Spirit was giving that to me to tell you it's time to not be so structured with regard to your self-care and your shadow work that you're doing. And I know, self-care and shadow work, they are not synonymous. They're not mutually exclusive. But you can find the balance between the two, because I feel like shadow work is a part of our self-care. So they're not one and the same, but shadow work is a part of your self-care, along with chakra alignment, along with just really making sure that the choices that we make for mind, body, and spirit, that they are all for our wellness and all for protecting and guarding our peace. And as far as the things that we consume as well. So I think of all these things when it comes to self-care, but shadow work is a part of that. So just know, on the 30th, we still have Mars sextile Venus. So again, act in love, lead with love with everything that you do. Lead with love for yourself, even, not just in your dealings with others, but your dealings with yourself. And that's where that positive self-talk comes into play. So now that we're here on the 30th, even though we have the moon in opposition of Saturn, we also have the moon trine the sun, the moon trine Mercury. So essentially it's looking up, okay? So trust yourself, trust the process. All the hard work, all this shadow work that I'm talking about, just know that it will pay off. It is paying off, okay? It's working for your good in due time. And like I said from the beginning of this, for this week, you have got to ride it out. You've got to trust the process and keep manifesting, keep affirming, keep practicing your self-care. So now that is the last week of April, all the planetary aspects. Like I said, I'm not sure if I will be posting upcoming videos at the end of each calendar week. May falls, the dates fall in line basically with the days of the week. So May will probably be a month kind of like April, where I will at the end of the week post for the following week. So we'll just see. But I like doing this. I hope that you're seeing the benefit in it. My intent is just for us to know what's going on out in the cosmos, out in our universe, our solar system, because as above, so below. And just because I'm so passionate about astrology, and I know that it does affect us, it does impact us, but we also have to do our part. We also have to do the work. So today, while I was meditating and getting ready for this video, Spirit led me to use my old school traditional Rider-Waite tarot cards. So like I said, these are the old school babies of mine, but Spirit led me to use these. So I just wanted to pull a few cards for this week. I've already shuffled this deck to just see what Spirit, in addition to everything else that I've said, to see what else Spirit has for us as we enter this last week of April. Okay, so interestingly enough, we have, this is the Nine of Swords. Now, last week I pulled or maybe not last week, but the other day, so it might have been my Mercury retrograde video, I pulled the 10 of Swords and was saying how everything is fine, everything will be okay. This Nine of Swords, it means essentially that, you know, we have those things that are weighing on us. We have those things that are bogging the mind, and it has to do, in this case, with this shadow work, all this work that I'm talking about for our betterment, all this self-care work. Do not let negative thoughts circumvent the process. Do not let them overwhelm you to the point that you stop and you don't progress in what you are trying to do for yourself. And I mean, I could be preaching to the choir, I'm preaching to myself. Don't allow negative thoughts to, I mean, they will come. We are spirits living in this human flesh, right? And so the thoughts will come, but when they come, we have to feel empowered to counteract them with positivity, counteract them with optimism, counteract them. And that's with doing the work. It's with, you know, root work, if that is what you're into, with your meditation, your yoga, whatever you do to bring you peace. You have to counteract that negativity with that. Okay, so this is the Four of Cups, and it's in reverse. Now, Four of Cups, it's an emotional card. This has to do with our emotions, but this is about not feeling good enough. Okay, this is about doing work, but not really tapping in all the way. And so it's important when it comes to this shadow work, not to just say, yeah, I know I have to do the work, or boy, you know, who is tough, but don't shy away from the work either. You need to, you know, step up to the plate for yourself. This is for you. It's really, you know, easy. Sometimes it comes truly natural for us to advocate for others in our lives, our loved ones. If you're into activism, you know, the community, the collective, it's truly, you know, natural to just step up and speak out against injustice. But who is advocating for you? If you don't, then who will? You have got to speak up for yourself. You've got to step up for yourself and for your wellness. Because if you don't do it, you're only hurting yourself. All right. And so now we have, this is the Eight of Wands. Wands are all about our aspirations. It's all about the plans that we have in place for ourselves. And yes, there's a lot going on. Now, with regard to our self-care regimen, with regard to our the shadow work that we're doing, don't overwhelm yourself. You can do things in baby steps if that is what will be most effective for you. You know, sometimes we like to just dive in head first. Sometimes we want to just, you know, I just got to do it. I just got to go cold turkey on some of this stuff that, you know I need to change. If that is what works best for you and where you can still have peace when you do it, then go for it. But that method does not work for everyone. So it's important, it's imperative to do things that are most optimal for you, that are most effective for you. Okay, so now in honor and respect of 420, which just passed recently, for any of you who practice 420 or recognize it, I have my cannabis, let me see what the actual name is, my metaphysical cannabis oracle deck. So I will link the video up above that I did the unboxing of this deck. So let's see what oracle card we have. All right. It says hood love community. I don't know if you see that. Okay, so very interesting card. Let's see what Spirit is saying with regard to this card. So this card is speaking to that shadow work that you're doing. It's speaking to tapping into your spirit guides. It's speaking to doing the altar work, connecting with your spiritual community. It's about tapping in and connecting, feeling a sense of connectiveness. For me, meditation helps me to feel connected. Gospel music, some gospel music, helps me feel connected to the source, the creator, to Mother Nature even. It's about feeling a sense of connectiveness, and that is essential for our growth as well. Okay, so a lot going on this week coming up. So I hope that this has been helpful to you. That is always my intent. It has been a pleasure. I will be in touch. Peace. Ashe.